Bonjour, aujourd'hui nous parlons des courses en France. Um, Here my sentence says, allons faire des courses en France. So we're just saying, let's go grocery shopping in France. So I'm going to walk you through some different types of stores and the items that we can buy there. À la boulangerie pâtisserie. Right now we are at a bakery. Now, boulangerie here is going to refer to more the bakery like breads and croissants and things like that. Pâtisserie is going to refer more to the cakes and pies that you see here. So, but they are often together combined into one store, but occasionally you may see a separate store, a boulangerie separate from a pâtisserie. For the most part for this lesson, you may see me shorten it to just boulangerie because this is quite a mouthful. Boulangerie pâtisserie. And you may also hear French people shorten it that way as well. But on the sign outside the store, you would see both to indicate that you could buy both bread items and pastry items. On achète le pain à la boulangerie pâtisserie. So look at all these different types of bread that you can buy. Here are two specific ones, la baguette, which you know already, la baguette, and here is le pain complet, le pain complet. So if you're looking for wheat bread, you would ask for le pain complet. On achète des gâteaux et des tartes à la boulangerie-pâtisserie. So we can also buy cakes and pies. So remember that when words end in EAU, we, instead of adding an S to them to make them plural, we add an X. We may have seen that already with words like bureau, tableau, things like that. So just a little note on those. Look at those gorgeous pies and cakes. Un gâteau au chocolat, un gâteau au chocolat, une tarte aux pommes, une tarte aux pommes. Remember we talked about the French apple pie. Looks a little different than ours. On peut acheter des croissants à la boulangerie-pâtisserie aussi. So we can also buy croissants. So here's your sort of your traditional plain croissant, and then we've also talked about le pain au chocolat, or we will talk about it. That's a croissant with chocolate in it, and here's un pain aux amandes with almonds. So we will be talking about some of these pastries in an upcoming lesson. On achète du fromage à la crèmerie. On achète du fromage à la crèmerie. So look at all these different types of cheese. France has hundreds of different types of cheeses. So here, la crèmerie is going to be a store where you can buy dairy items. And so in this case, we're talking about cheese. On peut aussi acheter du lait, du beurre, des œufs, des yaourts, et de la crème à la crèmerie. So here are some other dairy items that you might find à la crèmerie. On achète de la viande à la boucherie. On achète de la viande à la boucherie. So la viande is just your general word for meat. On achète du bœuf, du poulet et du porc. On achète de la viande cuite à la charcuterie. This word cuite here just means cooked. So we have cooked meats. So think about la charcuterie as more of a deli. If you're going to the deli section of a store in the United States, you're going to find things like turkey and ham and things that are already cooked and ready to put in a sandwich. So here are a couple of examples of things you might find in France. Du jambon, du saucisson, du saucisson. So ham and salami. À la poissonnerie. À la poissonnerie. So you see the word poisson here. So you know we're going to be getting fish and other types of seafood. Ça c'est un poisson. Un poisson. Des crevettes. Des crevettes. Un crabe. Un crabe. Des huîtres. Des huîtres. So these are oysters. À l'épicerie. À l'épicerie. So l'épicerie is going to be a smaller type grocery store. Comes from the word épice, which is the word for spice. So idea that you're going to buy sort of spices and things. I would think of it as a smaller type grocery store where you're going to buy canned items. you're going to buy basically pantry type items, not fresh things necessarily, but um, a can of soup or a can of vegetables, salad dressing, pasta, things that you kind of are going to keep in your pantry. So here are a couple: le poivre et le sel, le poivre et le sel, l'huile, et le vinaigre. So some things you might need for making a salad dressing. Obviously, there are others, but we'll add to those later. So, quelques questions pour vous. Voici une image. Qui travaille à la boulangerie-pâtisserie? Nous sommes à la boulangerie-pâtisserie. We're in a bakery. Qui travaille à la boulangerie-pâtisserie? Est-ce Monsieur Cabé ou Madame Lupin? Which one is working at the bakery? Ça, c'est Monsieur Cabé, n'est-ce pas? Qui fait des courses? Qui fait des courses? Who's shopping? Ça, c'est Madame Lupin, n'est-ce pas? Et qu'est-ce que Madame Lupin achète? Qu'est-ce qu'elle achète? What is she buying? Think about that for a moment. Elle achète du pain ou elle achète une baguette. Elle achète un gâteau.